To this tunnel of love.
Okay, here we are. It's happening.
It's going. It's working out right now. Everybody, welcome to the Brian McCarthy interview show. Of course, I am Brian McCarthy. Sitting stage right is Adam Hineker. And today we have Howard on the show. We're all very excited. We have not seen Howard in quite some time. So
Yeah.
he's a little late. He's arguing with the park bench. So we want to get, once he wraps that up, we're the over under, how many layers is Howard going to wear? It's summertime. So they're going to be
minimal. Under 4.
It's gonna be minimal 7.
Under 4
Right.
today because it's summer.
The thing is that the thing about Howard, he's a skinny guy, and the layers could be like linen. You know what I mean? So it could be a lot of. It doesn't have to be like a wool or tweed so you can do lots and lots of layers that are, not. Am I buzzing? Is somebody calling?
Yeah, Joey
D.
Yeah,
Joe DeRosa, folks. No.
Sorry, Joe.
Sorry, pal. I just sent him a text saying we're doing the show, but he's like, "Look, I'm a big star."
Hey, he probably wanted. He's like, can I plug something?
Yeah, he's got some bits to work on.
Yeah, he probably had some skits.
He's like, boy, I tell you, folks, I'd rather be Jared from Subway than be on that submarine, something like that. You know what I mean? Because the submarine just got blowed up.
Sure.
Boy, I tell you, for those of you who are, I know we try to make these shows evergreen, but there was recently a situation where,
did they find him?
In a manner of speaking,
they found it.
They found pieces and pieces. What happened was all these people, 5 people. By the way, I love that still in 2023, you can have your job occupation be adventurer.
Sure.
So there were like 2 people there. They were like, we're adventurers.
Why not?
So yeah. And so what happened was these people went in a submersible, kind of like James Cameron in The Abyss. You go way, way down on the ocean floor, and they went down there to look at the Titanic. And something, unfortunately, it's very, very dangerous to do that. And these folks, when you dance with the devil, bring a long spoon. And the only thing that was, as you know, I have a PhD in water pressure. So I did know that everyone was saying like, oh my God, can you imagine being down there and it slowly is filling up with water? I'm like, it doesn't work like that. Like when you're 14,000 feet below, I call it Davy Jones' locker.
Yeah, you think it happens pretty quick?
Oh my God, yeah.
I should hope so.
You just blow up like a cap, like psh,
right,
because you have all that pressure. A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure.
Is our guest here?
No, I think my daughter just left to go to the gym.
Gotcha.
So it's not like it wasn't like they were going down and it was like a movie. They look up and they saw a drop of, they're like, I hope that's condensation.
Yeah, sure.
No, it's like literally they go down and the whole thing just probably explodes in about 2 seconds, which frankly is a lot better than, the alternative where you would, you're there saying, I would, if I was there with the other 4 people, I would just immediately just start doing gay stuff to everybody.
Yeah, I mean, what?
I'd be like, give me that waterlogged dick of yours.
Yeah.
There was some 77-year-old French guy who was like a Titanic expert, and there were these Pakistani billionaire and his son. Apparently, I don't know what it was. Look,
even when presented with being able to do straight stuff, you would still do gay stuff. You think?
Everyone's a guy.
Oh, because it's all guys.
I don't think there was a girl on there.
Oh no, not a girl. Okay.
And if there is,
that'd be fucking impromptu gangbang. You know what I mean? Everything's about to blow up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Whether she likes it or not.
Could you imagine?
When you're 14,000, there's no such thing as rape on the ocean floor, folks.
Why not?
Well, you know what? There was an interesting fact that I heard, which was more people have been in outer space than have been on the bottom of the ocean floor.
Really?
Yeah. We don't know. We have not mapped the bottom of the ocean floor. And for those of you who haven't seen the movie The Abyss, with Eddie Harris and various other people, it's about they all go down and they find like wacky sea creatures down there that are nice or something. Anyway, it's a good movie actually. I mean, I kind of I hated Titanic, the movie Titanic. Yeah. I mean, it's just fucking the dialogue was terrible. I don't know, and also like I don't really have a real hard on for everyone's like it's the one thing I did think was interesting about the movie Titanic was in the movie the thing goes down and all the lights are on, and
Okay.
so for sort of cinematic effect, all the lights kind of go, and as it sinks, all the lights go off.
Right.
But according to maybe even this 77-year-old
You got
French
a
guy,
source on the
I got it. Yeah,
on the boat.
yeah. Some of my Titanic, some of my
Yeah.
AOL chat room
Right,
Titanic buddies
right.
told me that apparently, like,
Your friends of Jack chat room.
yeah, exactly, right. Which I'm banned from for
Right.
reasons I can't get into.
Tucking it back too many times.
All right, I wrote Billy Zane
Yeah.
fan fiction, and
Right.
everyone got pretty pissed off. So, but anyway, it was apparently, like, according to people, when the Titanic, the first thing that happened on the Titanic was all the lights went out, which is really fucking terrifying if you think about it.
God.
I know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if that's better or worse.
Worse, 100 times
you say
worse.
It's worse because it just.
I think dark incites
Right.
panic. So not only is this big boat, this unsinkable boat, sinking very quickly, and it doesn't have enough lifeboats on it, and now everyone's in the pitch black.
Mhm.
So, and everyone's wearing like hoop skirts and bowler hats and
Right.
spats and
Right.
where are my snuff boxes? I need my valise.
You've always said the fashion alone is the real disaster.
Yeah, that was,
right?
yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of a bitchy little quip that you have.
All those, right. Well, maybe not so many corsets, and someone would have unsinkable Molly Brown my left fanny pack.
Yes.
So anyway, but so that just happened. So, but we live in an 8-hour news cycle. We'll forget all about it tomorrow.
Yeah. Yep.
Until somebody gets trampled at the old Taylor Swift show, or one of these, maybe some footballer punches his wife out in an elevator. You know how it is. It's what a crazy planet we live on. So how are you doing?
Yeah, no complaints.
Good, thank you.
Yeah. Johnny positivity over here.
Yep.
Just busy, man. I don't know when time flies by.
Yeah, I know.
Need a vacation.
Yeah, where would you go?
I'm like a walking Kathy cartoon.
Yeah, you right.
Human embodiment.
Are you telling me you have a case of the Mondays?
I sure do. No, I enjoy it. I don't have a real job, so it's like,
What do you mean? You have a real? I mean, you work for
but,
that,
right? But but this is it's a very fun job, so I can't really complain.
Do you enjoy your job?
Oh yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where's your happiness?
My exit.
Are you an 8, 7, 9 even?
No, I'm good. I definitely enjoy it, but but still, vacation would be nice.
If you could take 2 weeks to go anywhere on the planet, where would you go?
Oh, boy.
Money be damned.
Maybe the Mediterranean.
Ooh, wow.
I don't know.
The Amalfi Coast, perhaps?
Sure.
Or would you go as far as Greece?
Maybe.
Really? So, have you ever been over that part of the world?
I haven't, no. But I'd like to. It seems nice.
I have now, the dust has settled with my horrible DR trip. And what I've decided is I'm never going to go anywhere again. Full stop. That's it. But no, unless I know somebody there. I bring someone who is very familiar. Like, for example, my friend Paco, had he had gone with us on the trip, because he speaks Spanish,
right,
it would have been a totally different ball game.
Yeah, the whole visiting a city where there's just like a lot of moving around and a different culture or whatever. It just, for me, it just takes a lot more research.
Yes.
So I do like to kind of,
if you had somebody boots on the ground, you know what I mean? Like, you show up. And
otherwise, obviously you go parts of the Dominican Republic, you can just do a resort and just kind of camp out on the beach, and then maybe take a day and then go into the city and kind of experience, mix it up with the people. But
some fucking, for some bareback fucking. Yeah, no, I agree. But we did. I mean, I know we've kind of gone over this ad nauseum, but the city of Santo Domingo is not a resort town. It's 3 million people, and it's a big fucking sweaty, stupid city that nobody wanted anything to do with us. I'm such a xenophobe. Like, I feel like when I would get there, they'd be like, "Oh, Americans."
Sure.
Wow.
Like, it'd be like they'd play a special song.
Yeah, throw themselves in puddles when we walk past them, things like that. Exactly. Don't if you don't look at them, their eyes will shoot gold bars out of their butthole.
The economy's so bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Anytime a fair-skinned person shows up,
just
roll out the.
I give
carpet.
People just offer me their children, like, and I just give them $1, and they give me like change, some sort of banged up pesos, like out of a handmade purse, like they're all filled up with newspaper because they don't even have anything good in there. So they make. I had a friend of mine who, and he knows who he is, but he had he would pretend to go to work because he didn't have a job and he got fired and he didn't want to tell his wife.
Oh God.
So he would carry a briefcase, and in his briefcase he just had newspapers.
Oh God.
So he would like come into the city, show up, and he would
actually go into the city.
Yes. For like months.
And just like have a bagel or something. And
he would
sit on a bench.
He went to a bar.
He went to a bar. Okay.
Yeah,
so he was just drinking.
At a certain point, he would start off his day like at a coffee shop and with his like briefcase full of newspapers, and then he'd open it up and I guess read his papers, and then I'm sure at some point he'd like 10:45. He's like, well, it's almost noon. Almost.
It's 11 a.m. somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be noon before I know. By the time I put these papers back in here and fold up this USA Today, and it's going to be 11:18 probably by the time. Oh my God!
And how long can you keep up? Months? Okay.
Well, I believe you could probably keep it up forever if you.
It depends on kind of the money that's coming.
Yes.
What was his financial situation?
Most grave.
No.
But he ran it as long as he could.
Okay. And the wheels fell off.
Pretty much. Yeah. He was getting. I think he was getting like a severance or something.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. So you can kind of go. And then, hey, I'm still got a check coming in.
And you could, even if you play it right, you could even like do that for a while and then get almost caught, but then be like, all right, now you could even get like a second act with that. You could be like, honey, I was getting severance and now I'm going in to look for a job.
Yeah. But I've been looking this whole time.
Maybe. Yeah, but you could almost like reboot it though. You could reset that alarm clock if you were just like, all right, you know what? I was depressed. I was just going into the city. I didn't want you to know. We were still getting severance. You know, your sister's going to have to lend us money again, but
you're kind of a bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to understand what I was going
Listen, honey, you've gained weight. I can't sit around here with you and these fucking babies crying all the time. Yeah. She's like, our children are 15.
We're empty nesters.
Yeah, we're empty nesters.
But yeah, that's I love that type of kind of or the sort of Dirty John kind of situation where it's like the guy's pretending to be a doctor, but he's actually like a fucking
yeah. Well, I'll tell you,
heroin addict.
As a retired daytime drinker, the amount of people, I mean, for those of you who've never been to New York, I mean, New York City is just absolutely stuffed full of bars. I mean, there's just an Irish bar every 8 feet, especially in Midtown.
Yeah.
And when I say Irish bar, they're in fact bars owned by Irish people with Irish people working in them. It's really like the only, I'm telling you, Ireland, they have 2 exports in their economy, Conor McGregor and bartenders. And so
if you come to my neighborhood, it's like double.
Yeah.
It's great. It's wild.
Yeah. I don't even know how they make any money, and they all seem to know each other.
Yeah, all know each other.
And you know, they're constantly like anyway, well, whatever. So my point is like if you go, you know, what I would do during the day is I would go out and drink during the day, go to different Irish bars or just anywhere really. And there's always like guys, mainly guys that are ducking in and are just going in and having like a couple of pops, they're walking from A to B and they just go in. They're like, oh, I'll have 5 fingers of Tito's ice cold, and they don't even sit down, you know. But then there are, you know, there is a whole like universe of people out there that really have nothing to do all day except. That was my kind of concern when I quit drinking. Is I was like, what am I going to do with myself?
Right. What am I going to do? A lot of extra time.
Yeah, I mean, now I just kind of play with my spongy erection now, and I don't know, but it is kind of you sort of. I remember when I was doing this show at Compound, I went into, you know, I'd have to get there around 3 o'clock or something like that, and I remember beforehand I went in to buy a bottle or 2 of rosé, you know, for the show.
Yeah,
it was a prop
for the table.
It was a prop that I drank.
Sure.
A drinking prop, and I went in, and while I was waiting in line, there were 2 guys in front of me, and you always know like a guy's going to get something behind, like
in the case behind the glass. Yeah.
So there was a guy in front of me, you know, kind of a roomy-eyed kind of, you know, guy in like a cheap suit, and he was like, "Hey, can I get a half a pint of Fleischmann's?"
He definitely works in sales.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When you're drinking a half a pint of Fleischmann's, that's the kind of thing where like you take it out on the street and you sort of duck between the 2 trash cans and you put it in with a Diet Mountain Dew, and you're like, all right, well, I should probably call my son at some point. I have a gay son. Why do you drink like this? I have a gay son.
Uh-huh.
Right. His mother made him that way. Yeah. Because I used to do that. I would I would go to the liquor store and I would get a pint of Absolute. They're fun because that's the one that you sort of feel a little more civilized because that isn't shaped like it fits in your hip pocket.
Yeah.
That's just like a miniature bottle of Absolute. So you're like, oh, I'm just having a little party for
is
just me.
Is it round at that size too?
Yes.
That's fine. Yeah.
It feels like you're just having a little celebration for
the
yourself.
Frosted glass.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Classy.
Well, so I would take that and I would dump it into a pint glass, and right on top I put some orange juice, and I'd say, I wonder if I could drink this whole thing and not throw up. And I would look at it and go, let's see. Christ. So I would chug the whole thing, and little orange juice would dribble down the side of my face, and then I would hold my hand over my mouth and go, all right, it's staying down there. And it was wild because I'd be like, wow, in 8 to 12 minutes, I'm going to be pretty drunk.
Oh yeah.
Like this is this is really going to get me somewhere. So, but I know.
Well, and too, with the day drinking, or I mean, even anytime, middle of the night, it's like fun kind of finds you. Like it's you don't really have to be that creative because something crazy is gonna kind of just present itself. So, too, when you stop drinking, I would imagine you got to get a little more creative, maybe with how you spend your time.
Like I have entertained the idea of going to sit in a bar, and because at this point I don't have like the urge to drink. I mean, it's fine, but like I think sitting in a bar and just having like a cranberry and club soda, I think the other people look at me like they know I'm a fraud. You know, like I don't want some guy to look down and be like, "What do you think? You're better than me?"
Right?
Hey, could you get that faggot another faggot drink? Faggot? Temple. Yeah, exactly. Monsieur, would Monsieur like another Shirley Temple? Yes, please. No maraschino cherries.
Right.
Or even I could like pretend I'm drinking something like
garnish it with a hazelnut or something. Like do something to make it look like
just get some kind of like a
grown-up drink.
Yeah. Although I will say the thing that like there's drinking, which is drinking, but then people who are like I know somebody who was telling me about a bar and they were like they have a really great cocktail program. I'm like, oh fuck you.
Oh boy, they got a mixologist.
Yeah, that is really
program.
That is
I haven't heard that.
Oh yeah,
that piece of business in a while.
Right. So
the coffee program.
Yeah, their cocktails are great there.
Yeah,
really great cocktails. Like, what does that even mean? Like, I'd feel like such a shithead if I was like, hey, could I have like a West 13th Street rickety do or whatever. I mean,
it's like, they got a Sierra blood orange.
Yeah, exactly. Sierra blood. Yeah, he's got a little creme brulee torch.
Right. There's he blows rosemary at me.
Yeah, right.
In my face.
Yeah, he's misting dark chocolate flakes.
Yeah,
on
hold
top
the sage.
Yeah,
just give me. Yeah, right. I can't really. All that stuff is because a lot of times they can be very sweet and. It's just a headache to me. Like I just see it as a headache tomorrow. So I got to keep it very simple.
It's funny. I will walk down the street in a bra and panties, but I would be embarrassed to, especially like if you ordered one of those. And then every time I would do that, the bartender would be like, I'm sorry, sir, we're out of powdered ouzo oil. I'd be like, oh, well then forget it. Then
you know what?
I can't drink this.
Just do you have ube yam?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Like you get real testy.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I'm sorry, sir. We usually garnish this with a child's retainer, and we don't have any children's retainers today. Do you have any braces, rubber bands? Just put those in there.
Right.
God damn it. Right. It's going to go on my Yelp review. And apparently there is a place in Greenpoint, which is a neighborhood in Brooklyn, for those of you who don't know. And there's a place, and it's a bar for people that don't drink. It's like all they have are mocktails. Apparently.
Oh, are you talking about that's like a permanent location, right? But I've been hearing about there's somebody like from LA that does like a kind of like Vanderpump type thing, but it's like for sober people.
Oh god.
And it's and it's these super high-end mocktails, but it's like a nightclub.
Yeah,
so it's for people, clearly for people that have swapped out sex addiction for chemical dependence.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
because that's like 4 to 5 dudes that I know that like were formerly alcoholics just become complete sex addicts.
Yeah, well, it's
a very like go-to guy move.
Yeah, I mean. You need something, I guess. You know what I mean? Like,
but it becomes like it's not just like a normal like you like to get laid, or whatever. But it just becomes like absolute obsession when they're just trying to fuck everything that's not nailed down.
Well, I will tell you that I have, friends of mine that go to AA meetings. There are several AA meetings in New York that are like known to hook up. They're like hook up AA meetings.
Oh my God.
There's one not too far from here, as a matter of fact. And
sweet.
But the way that these guys explain it to me, they're so predatory. They're like, yeah, like you go, there's a lot of girls that are like just nude and not, or they're going because of
which is like completely, or you're supposed to be in for like 2 years before you have any kind of relationship, especially with somebody in the program.
There are definitely rules for sure. Like, I don't think it's 2 years, but it's not. Yeah, it's like, oh man.
Yeah, I think that's for like a serious relation. I don't know if it's just for fucking. Maybe it's 2 minutes.
You're like sitting there in the meeting. You're whispering. You're like, see that girl over there? She drove and like killed some kids, so she has to be here. So she's wearing an ankle bracelet.
She's court ordered, so she'll be
easy. She can't even like have rubbing oil, alcohol on like a mosquito bite.
She can't even have vanilla syrup.
Yeah,
at Starbucks.
I heard her dreams are haunted by the screams of dead children.
Right.
Anyway, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Working the program?
I'm gonna fuck her.
I'm gonna fuck her. I'm gonna get her pregnant.
Oh God!
Her little babies. I'll fuck her babies. Then we're gonna have babies, and I'll fuck those things, and just fucking everything. Yeah, I like I think like I have this guy that I know who's sober, and he's on all the dating apps, and he's about my age,
Oh God, and I can't even imagine now because I'm talking about like mid 2000s or whatever. I knew a group of dudes that were all in AA, but now I can't even. It's probably insane.
I've seen this guy's profile picture, and all it is it's a picture of him with no shirt on, with his arms, and it looks like it's kind of it looks like he's standing over you or laying over you, whatever. And his profile little slogan thing is, "This is what you'll see in the morning." And he gets laid all the time because he'll just fuck anything. He just doesn't care. He's just like,
he's a numbers guy.
Whoever hits me up. Because also, when you're 50 and someone's under the age of like, I don't know, 36 maybe, like you're kind of like, I can.
You got to kind of automatically.
I can work with something here, But
oh boy.
Yeah. I know. What is the point of any of it? But hey, at least I'm not drinking. I guess.
It's one set of destructive behavior for another, though. Because
I've never met anybody, or at least I've never known that I've met anybody with a gambling addiction.
Oof,
that seems to be a rough one.
I don't think I have either.
Especially because like your rock bottom is that you've gambled everything you have.
That one, I've always said that's the craziest one. Because you can lose everything.
And everything that everybody around you had,
yes, you can lose all your family shit. Your children's future. You can lose.
You can literally
that's very.
You're like a caveman at the end of it. Right. You're just by yourself with a stick. Right. You're like, what happened to that guy? You're like, he gambled all of it, and then you could walk up to him and be like, hey, I bet you. And he's like, all right. They just say yes beforehand.
Double down on nothing.
So that for me is a tricky one.
Yeah, that's very scary. Or people that like back in the day. Now there's all the sports betting and stuff, so it's legit. But I mean, people that would owe bookies, like kind of like a bad lieutenant situation where you like owe the mob money and stuff. I mean, anything where you could end up indebted to the mob. I guess a drug habit, you could potentially be indebted to the mob, but anything where you can be indebted to the mob is really,
and also you have the kind of mindset where you're like, all I have to do is bet more to get the money back. And here's the thing. I bet once or twice
fixable.
I bet once or twice it's actually worked for this person.
Oh yeah.
So that is like that probably haunts their dreams. They're like, they have this dream, they may owe on, I don't know, Tommy Stromboli, $50,000, and then Tommy agrees to take one more bet, and you're like, I bet it double on the Phillies to some kind of weird bet where you're like, some horse to show or triple.
Did you see Uncut Gems?
No,
that was a good crazy betting.
Yeah. I can't take
guy with a fucking problem.
Yeah, I can't take Adam Sandler, but yes.
Oh, he's great in this.
I know, but after Little Nicky, I'm like, go fuck yourself. But anyway, my point is like that probably like one time it worked and the bookie's like, I was going to take your legs, but here you go.
Right.
Hey, and while he's paying you, the bookie's like, listen, I got a line on this bet. So even before you're paid back the money you were going to make, you're like, I can finally pay for my kids, I don't know, lupus medication.
It's the only person that has like an easier job than a crack dealer. It's like this stuff sells itself and there's no product.
When I lived in Baltimore and I was 15, I can't believe I did remember. I remember this, but I got a job when I was 15 working. It was like a telephone sales job. And my job was, we had a list of people, and there used to be in like, I guess the 80s, where there were these, you could, if you were a gambler, I would call these people and I would say, hey, for $100 or whatever it is, I'll give you our picks. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So it was almost like a number where people could call. So my job was
the inside line.
Yes. The guy that I worked for, I would go to this office in a super fucking dodgy part of Baltimore. I took the bus there, and the guy would be like, all right, I only did the job for a couple of days. As a matter of fact, my father found out about my job and made me quit. He was like,
wow.
Yeah. I don't know. My dad random. I don't know, like the one time he actually did anything, but, but he was like, the guy would give me a list of like names and phone numbers, and I would call and be like, hey, this is Brian from like, always winning sports bets. And he would, a lot of times they'd be like, don't call me back. I'm just getting over this,
please.
Yeah. And I'd be like, hey,
you're reigniting.
Yeah. The Orioles are going to take it this week. You want to know our picks for this week? Lord. And then you could hear someone in the background. Some wife is like, is that the sports people calling? No, you said you
that
weren't.
Better not be Tommy Stromboli.
Right. It ain't. I'm taking this in a bathroom.
It ain't, hon. Right.
Hold on. Yeah, I know.
Jesus
she
Christ.
Grabs the phone. I hope you sleep on a bag of money with the AIDS, you fuck.
And I wonder what super scientifical way that your boss had for getting these picks. Like an inside.
Well,
line.
they do. I mean, they do crunch the numbers. I mean, I think with
the
sports
Vegas numbers,
I
and
think
all
you can. Yeah, there are definitely like odds and probability and statistics, and But I mean, I think a lot of it is also like throwing the I Ching. I mean, and I think almost if you're a compulsive gambler, it's almost you probably almost feel more comfortable going with a guy who's like, I have a hunch.
Yeah.
Versus a guy who's like, listen, we factored in the wind today and the weather, and unless like the pitcher has a sprained elbow or some bullshit or something like that. But oh, by the way, I just heard this. I thought this is really funny. So Penn State, right?
Sure.
So there's that Jerry Sandusky guy who fucked all the kids in the shower and everybody knew about it and blah blah blah. Well, apparently very recently, like a week or two ago, one of their top professors, like a tenured math professor, like guy like won awards in his mid 70s, was arrested because he was caught en flagrante, which means in the act. He was butterball naked, standing in the woods, fucking his dog. And he was wearing a ski mask, but he was naked. So he didn't have a ski mask on.
You don't want to be
number
identified.
one. No, you don't want. Number one, like,
Fuck.
Why not just do that in their house? I guess is that part of it?
Part of the thrill, I bet. Yeah.
But then why wear the ski mask? I have a lot of questions for this guy.
Dog likes it outside. Just switching it up, maybe.
Yeah. He's like, well, we were playing fetch, got carried away.
Tired of the mud room.
Yeah, got carried away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fucking his dog. Do you know what kind of dog it was?
Sexy dog.
Yeah, right. A real fucking tease.
A real whore. It was, what kind of dog was it? 20-year-old Filipino.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I don't know, but it was a real thing apparently, because I talked to my niece who went to Penn State, and she was like, "Oh my God, everyone's," and poor Penn State's like, we just got over this Sandusky thing, and now we have one of our top guys is out there fucking his dog.
Oy vey.
Yeah, naked, wearing a ski mask.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well,
golly.
But I mean, that's it. But apparently, like when. I don't know, like where the police just
break these Pennsylvanians
catch some dog pussy though.
Yeah.
But apparently, like, did somebody see him from afar and then like called 911? Like, hey, there's a guy. Yeah, over.
There's a guy's fucking a dog.
Yeah, but because you'd have to like I mean, somebody would have to
call
him, catch him in the middle,
and then you'd have to keep going in order, because here's the thing. I mean, 9 times out of 10, when you think somebody's fucking a dog, right? We've all been there. You go, I think that guy was fucking a dog, right? He's going to very quickly stop, pull his trench coat closed, and then you're gonna go, I'd probably just imagine the whole thing.
Yeah, you
but
don't
to get caught, you'd have to.
It's one of those things you don't want to believe.
You don't want to believe it. Yeah,
you really are like, no,
like I probably imagine.
To paraphrase the Ghetto Boys, my mind's playing tricks on me. But maybe but then if the police show up, maybe they swab the dog's asshole for like your cum or something.
Oh, could you imagine that
they have
having to swab a dog for
go on
DNA?
eBay and see if we can buy a canine rape kit.
Oh God,
a canine rape
kit for dogs. They do everything for dogs. They got gelato.
Yeah, Chewy is the app that I use. Right,
gotta have a rape
kit for dogs. You swab it. You're like, is that my cum? You're like, listen, I was spitting my cum in its asshole. I wasn't. Well, we see some tearing here. Oh man,
right.
You guys are.
You probably only need a doggy rape kit if it was a dog that raped another dog. Otherwise, you probably just use a human rape kit.
But I think all animal sex is by definition not consensual.
Yeah, true. Because they're just kind of like it's instinct.
Yeah, they don't.
Can you imagine that if that wasn't a part of our culture? Because I think of like everything that revolves around guys trying to get consent to get laid. If that was not a,
you mean
you just saw us
just I mean, it's not that. I mean,
be a completely different world.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is kind of like, obviously, like, I mean, I watched this show called Rome, and like in Roman times, they. If there was a woman by herself, if there was a guy, you would almost expect to get raped. It was like, like you would just get raped. I mean, it was just what happened.
Right.
So
unaccompanied.
And then I guess you'd stand in front of whatever, like, Zeus wizard judge they have. And he'd be like, well, were you alone? She's like, well, I had to get water. And he's like, well, you were alone. Right. And the guy's like, look, she was alone. It'd be rude to not rape her.
My hands are tied.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah. And then you look over and now the judge is raping her. And she's like, Jesus Christ. Can we all discover Christianity already? This seems awful.
Get remarried already.
Yeah, well,
for God's sake.
Well, remember Braveheart? There was that, that was the whole thing about Braveheart, is that English nobleman went to Mel Gibson's wife and was like, there was something called First Night, which was any English lord could just walk up and be like, all right, I'm going to fuck your wife now. And you're not going to do shit about it.
Yeah, that would be great. Because we kind of have like an informal version of that in a way. It's like, all right, you meet Mick Jagger or something, like you can, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can fuck him, and I can't really say anything, even though I'm your husband. But
Mick Jagger, that's an interesting one to
I don't
pick.
know, just somebody that was like somebody you idolize as a teen. Like I can't really compete with that, and they're a superstar. Bono.
Oh, you mean like Passes? Wow.
Yeah, you get.
Who's next on your list? Tom Petty.
Yeah. Then Mick, of course, the Heartbreakers.
Yeah, Mick Fleetwood.
Yes, right. The Beatles, all of the Beatles, even the deceased ones.
Even Pete Best.
Yeah, even Pete Best,
who left the Beatles in 1961.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you, it's wild because when you talk about like that whole First Night thing, but it is weird because it is one of those, like, it's been a law in sort of throughout whatever civilization, like you can't rape, but it's the one that everybody's raping.
Right.
Like,
try your best not to rape.
Listen, we get it. There's a full moon. You've had a big day of hunting and they're alone. And well, it's like, I mean, that's why like all the royal families in Europe, they've all been, that's why have you ever seen the Habsburg chin?
No.
Like, look on your phone for.
Or wait, maybe it's literally a chin. Like
okay, so
it's
basically,
like physical.
The Habsburgs were a royal family in Europe, and they fucked each other so much that they developed these massive
Habsburg
chins.
jaw.
Yes.
Okay.
Habsburg.
Okay. Yeah. I think we may
probably
have looked this up
already.
Yeah.
I know we've seen.
Oh God,
we've done a lot of shows.
The big old underbite.
Yeah, and that's something that. And there's another one that they get their bandy-legged from all of that, all that incest. Like, yeah. So that's a version of it.
When you're just fucking whatever's closest to you. I
guess. And honestly, I would, if I was with my sister, I would hope that she just didn't. I would hope I'd have to rape her. You know what I mean? Like I would, if she was just like, all right, let's like. I watch a lot of stepsister porn, and stepsisters, they're down for a party.
Yeah,
but like my actual sister,
they always want to borrow the car, and you know what I mean. Like they, it was always kind of something with with those stepsisters.
Or laundry's everywhere.
Yeah, and they're just in a sports bra and like short shorts.
Oh, sometimes though, the stepsister is angry at the stepbrother because he was supposed to do something.
Right, he was supposed to do something, and then it's
and she'll come in and be like, you said you were going to clean the garage.
Right. And then there's inevitably a realization that they've been attracted to each other ever since her and her mother moved in.
Or it's stipulation sex.
Yeah.
Like, I will lend you.
That should really be.
Yeah. I will.
A Bang Bros genre.
Yeah.
Stipulation sex.
I'll lend you mom's convertible if. Yeah. Or there's sometimes the ones that I do enjoy. I mean, let's be honest, but the ones where the stepsister has a secret OnlyFans account.
Ooh.
And the brother
extortion sex.
Well, yeah, he'll like, or two of them. Number one, extortion sex, like you said.
Love it.
Where the brother will he'll burst in, but I don't understand why she's jerking off like in his room.
Yeah,
he'll be like, "Why are you playing with yourself in my? Is that an OnlyFans?
My ensuite?"
Yeah, exactly. Why are you? Is that my dildo? You're like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Yeah,
what kind of family is this?
Seems like you were engineering a situation.
Yeah. But the other one is when the girl will come into her stepbrother and be like, "Listen, you don't know that I do this, but." I have an OnlyFans account, and there's a guy, and he said for $1,000 he wants to see me with somebody's dick in my mouth, and you're my brother, so why don't we do this? And of course, and it's so funny because he'll be like, "No, I'm not doing that," and then like 2 seconds later, he's like, "All right," and then she's like, "Oh, you have such a big dick." I'm telling you, I know that's such a tangent, and I'm sorry, everybody, but like, it's always the same. Whoever that guy is. In those familytherapy.com, which is frankly, it's always the same dude.
What does he look like?
I don't know. You don't see him. It's POV.
Oh, I don't.
But I recognize his penis.
Okay.
I recognize the penis. It's always the same. And I recognize his voice.
Okay.
It's always, whoever it is, it's the same voice. And he doesn't have a huge dick. It's like a regular size penis. I mean, my favorite kind of size.
Yeah.
You know? Nothing too big, nothing too small.
Sure.
I call that the Goldilocks cock. Just right.
Yeah.
But and I'll tell you, and I know this, I said this before, is a real deal breaker, but I have to listen to them talk because if they're Eastern European or if they are it blows it.
Different culture, especially if it's like they're speaking Spanish, because I don't know what they're even saying. Can't do it. Yeah, it's gotta be.
And the only words that I pick up are disturbing words. Like I mommy, I poppy, like mi culo. I'm like,
there's a lot of that. Usually that kind of stuff. There's a lot of fucking dialogue.
Yeah.
You ever notice how much?
Yes, I know.
Spanish speaking cultures talk during and before. And
it's like they're showing off or something.
Right.
Look how much Spanish we can talk to each other. Look how much Spanish we can talk. Look at that. I'll talk Spanish to you. You talk Spanish to me. Yeah.
I came already.
And all that talking back and forth, and it's like, it's. Well, I've always told you that. That's why traditionally I've never done well with Hispanic girls because they take themselves like seriously. I feel like, and it's like, well, when they're fucking, it's like they're like,
you mean when they're fucking? Well,
like, Daddy, give it to me. You want that, Daddy?
There's that, right? But then like, there's another whole gear where it's like they'll break your cock. Like I almost had my cock broken from a girl from Venezuela that like was on top and like doing these like she was almost like convulsing. While she was I think she was climaxing.
Well, they don't have a lot of money. She's probably hungry. She's probably hungry.
She was like flicking her hips, and I'm like, I can't. My penis doesn't bend that direction.
It will once,
right?
And then
but it was
then
like
the sex is over.
Oh, I mean, it doesn't. That doesn't work. So, but I mean, like. The fucking like it for me it was always South America
as opposed
to like the Caribbean where like those girls are like wild like another level. Maybe I don't know, maybe it's just like because you know usually
you're getting them out of strip clubs and stuff like
this was more
where'd
like
you meet the
dating app years. But you know what I found is like there's a lot of women on Like, women, they're more quality over quantity. So like every time I would meet a girl, it would be like, oh, I haven't had sex in like 4 months, or I just didn't meet anybody I clicked with. Or
you mean the girl would say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like guys, I mean, we just fuck whoever pretty much.
Sure.
So it would be a lot of like first time in a while. Yeah. And you're like, now, dude.
Why do you think, and I know that, why do you think you'd be the one after 4 months? Or like, do you know what I mean?
I just think that there's guys out there that don't really know how to like, or they don't have to, not even they don't know how to, they don't have to.
You're the
temper. No. I'm not saying like,
you're the spick whisperer.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'm like that, but I'm saying like,
I can tell the flames of passion have not been ignited.
It's such a buyer's market. You know what I mean? Like guys can just be so themselves.
Yes.
And just like not really try.
Yes.
And so they don't really like play the game at all. Like guys are just kind of
so you throw in a little bit of something and you feel like, okay,
I actually put effort in, like to get to know some. I mean, whatever. Or I mean, most of the time I was trying to actually meet somebody. So,
sure. Well, to your point,
I'm a good boy.
I know like really pretty girls that I know that are, friends of mine or whatever. And they say like they'll go on a date, like I'll meet a guy and the guy will show up like in sweatpants.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like guys that just don't even fucking.
Yeah.
I mean, we were just on MLC. Do you know the comedian Ray DeVito?
Yes.
We were talking to him about going on a date, and he was like telling a story about how he was doing laundry. He had to met the girl for a drink, and then he had to like go take his laundry out of the dryer and then like run it up to his house and then go back because it was going well. I mean, shit, like crazy shit like that. We were like, you're doing now, like just chores in the middle.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that's because people are super busy, like girls and guys, and it's like, and there are, look, statistically there are 53% more women, or not 50 more, but like there are more women than men in New York. So do you think it's almost like, what I guess my question is like, is it more like these girls also want to get laid and they're kind of like, all right, you know what, like fine, you know what I mean? Like they'll put up with it a little bit, or is it I wonder, it's probably just a perfect storm of like, there's so many girls that people are busy, they want to sort of, and I've thought a lot of girls that I know, like they like to have sex very quickly because they feel like if it's terrible,
right, that why bother with the guy,
right? God, thank God that's never happened to me.
Right.
Oh my God.
God forbid.
I never get good at sex.
It's never going to get any better. We may as well put this off as long as, because it's going to be disappointing.
Put it this way. I'm going to come. Right. So, that's going to happen for me.
Well, I think the thing with it is that, I don't know, guys just, I guess genetically who we are, we're just kind of trying to get laid and we want to fuck as many people as possible. So, and then, I mean, in my Howard's here. Do you want to take a little break and then?
Yeah. Hey, everybody, listen. Howard's here. We're gonna get back.
We're just gonna pause.
Listen, but everyone, you can leave your comment. We're gonna get to the comments and stuff here. So you guys hang in there. We'll be back in 2 seconds. Howard, come on in. going to show you right now. Take a look. No, you got to look here.
Like kind of a Renaissance.
So that's what we're in front of. Do you understand?
Yeah, like
but how come you can't see it on?
Because it's superimposed digitally.
Because the people see it at home.
Yeah,
home viewers.
What do we have? Somebody painting back here?
Inside of the Vatican or something?
I don't exactly know.
No, it should be the Continental Congress, I think.
No, this is like you can't bring it any closer though. We're gonna fuck this whole thing up.
Yeah, Howard, come on.
I think it's the.
I don't know. There's powdered wigs and cleavage.
The Louvre or something.
Ah, yes.
All right.
What was?
Okay,
wait a minute.
We're back, everybody.
Okay, are we doing the show?
Yeah, we're back.
Howard came in like a fucking cannonball. How are you, Howard?
I'm good. How you guys?
Good. You look fucking fantastic. My God.
We were wagering on how many layers.
Yeah, you're really.
So let's maybe give me a second to.
You gonna go touch him?
No, I'm just gonna.
Hey,
adjust the camera.
This is a family show. Isn't
It's
it?
yeah.
We're used to
Hey,
that.
ready for this one? The Addams Family.
Oh,
Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-ba. Do you probably remember even the New Yorker cartoons? Remember those?
Sure.
Yeah, I was the right. Anyway, how you doing?
That's when
What?
the New Yorker was great and America was great.
Oh, America's. Oh man, I know. Our
You know what I'm
poor.
saying?
Yeah, our poor ex-president having a rough week.
Which
Uh,
one?
It's a witch hunt.
Trump, the witch hunt.
The president is going to have a rough week.
Oh, you are so contrary. I love it. How are you?
Isn't that why I'm invited
Yes,
on?
yes,
Because
yes,
I'm a
right.
It's
I'm
called
a
Howard's
Republican.
hot takes.
It's called Yes and Howard. Get with it. So you were
Salud.
Chintan. Were you really with someone from Switzerland before you got here?
Yes, and I have eyewitnesses to prove it.
Wait.
Howard was running late because you said the Swiss clients came in.
Yeah, but
What
you
does
know
that
what
mean?
really happened was
Yep.
we, being Swiss and stuff like that,
Yes.
we adjourned on time at 1. I said I'd be at 1:30.
Right.
Mhm.
It's the traffic.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
But
and where were you coming from?
Didn't you take one of those trams
Guess
like
where
they
I
have?
was coming from?
Mont
Take
Blanc.
a gondola?
Yeah,
Geneva?
from Gstaad. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
They're from Geneva. I was coming from 5th Avenue and 40th Street.
Well, Little Geneva.
Took almost an hour.
How'd you get up
Fifth
here?
Avenue. Oh.
I
Bus?
took the bus up Madison
Oh yeah.
and then
okay.
across.
You should have. If I were you, I would have walked over to the F and switched for the Q. But whatever. It's okay.
Okay. Oh, I just want to. This kind of. I've been considering
Okay.
the
unicycle.
independent candidacy for president that my friends at the No Labels group is pushing. Do you know about any of that?
Oh, I don't know anything about it. What is no labels? Because I'd like that.
I don't know because they don't have a label.
I was gonna
mean,
say,
there's no
right.
branding.
Must be- You must save a fortune on stationery.
Sure. Yeah, letterhead.
Yeah, exactly.
And now I know why. The reason why I want to do it
Yeah.
is the same reason that Joe will not refuses to quit,
Okay.
which is that when you travel as
Talking about Joe
POTUS,
Byron.
Yep.
Okay.
No, that's
President-
Lord Byron. I'm
President
talking
Byron.
about.
Tennyson.
When you travel, the motorcade has complete traffic control, so you can get from my last stop at 40th and 5th Avenue here in about 8 minutes.
Right.
And took me a fucking hour
No, but
on the
by
bus.
all
means.
So I've had it with
We'll
that.
bleep that in post.
But I would imagine the no label party. They don't have a motorcade. I mean, they probably don't have
No,
a
they
city
don't
bike.
have a motor. They don't have a motorcade. But if they can elect a president,
Oh.
then
Hmm.
that person has a motorcade.
So
Right.
you want to be president?
But not only a motorcade, you have total traffic control. You never stop for a light or anything.
Well, that's a security thing, right?
It's
Whoa.
an everything thing. It's also an efficiency thing, right?
Right.
Normal people have to take an hour to get from
A to B.
40th and 5th to here.
Right.
If you can do it in 10 minutes, just multiply that by your whole, you save a tremendous amount of time
Yeah. To do.
to do whatever
Right,
it
to
is you're
do-
going to do.
drinking.
I have.
Yeah, this is very good.
Thank
by
you.
the way.
I have heard that Camp David apparently is so unbelievably luxurious that if any of us saw it, it would be like Marie Antoinette. We would
Wow.
overthrow the government. I've heard that Camp David is really
That is correct.
spectacular.
Quite a thread count.
Yeah,
That's
just yeah,
Camp David.
exactly. The pigs in a blanket on every blanket. It's just tiny little hot dogs
It's
wrapped
like
in phyllo dough.
Millefeuille.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
uh,
very.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
1,000 layers.
Yes,
Swankola.
They get up
Very
at
nice.
4 in the morning
Yeah.
to do your pigs.
Yeah. You know what I feel like? Pigs in a blanket, sir.
Fine
Yes, thank you.
imported sausages.
Yep, right. Not from Vienna and parts unknown.
From Vienna.
Little. So hold
But
on.
they
What are,
still
I didn't know. See, I never
Were you
know.
guys doing stuff before I came? Was
Yeah,
there
we
like
were-
private
bath
inside stuff going
salts.
on?
We were huffing glue. So
Bath salt.
okay. So I am with you. It's always you're a mystery wrapped in an enigma to me.
Really, he
Surrounded
really is.
by what's the complete phrase? Mystery wrapped in an enigma, surrounded by a riddle.
A riddle. Okay, I just said riddle in. La, 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 la. No, but you have clients, really?
Yeah.
Who are? But I didn't know. Are you a practicing member of the bar? Do you? Are
No, this
Oh.
is just a consult.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So what are you consulting with the Geneva Swiss?
They need,
Trying to get that Nazi gold?
They need international English, legal English to get some Nazi gold back.
I understand. Right. You're looking at a shoebox full of teeth.
They're French. Yeah, among
Pretty
other
much.
things, among
Right,
other stuff. Yeah.
So hold on. Where do you know
Just
them?
a second.
Go ahead.
the deadpan
Hello?
delivery?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Chief.
Okay. Wow. That's a
I like this new.
You like that one?
that was
like
a
80% shtickier
Uh-huh.
Howard. I like
That was
Howard
a-
with the shtick.
yeah. That was a get smart.
Yeah, that was
If it- for
great.
those of
Does
you-
he know about that?
Oh, I know. Of
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
I know about
we're-
Get Smart. Yeah.
Yeah. Don Adams, the
Yeah,
cone of
Naked-
silence.
I watched Nick at Night.
Lower the dome of silence.
Yeah.
Was it a cone or the dome?
It was a. I believe
the
it was a.
Jewish thing.
it may have been a cone of silence.
Yeah, it was a Jewish thing.
Yeah. No.
Cone of silence.
We my great grandmother, we used to watch that for dinner. We go to her house and
Aw.
there'd be ashtrays at the dining room table with the food in
full of cigarettes.
out of cans. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
We watched it was that Hogan's Heroes, all the hits. But were you
That's
were
when
you,
television was great. Oh yeah.
that's actually funny. It's when television was terrible. I mean, think about
You just
vast
had
wasteland.
less options, so you
Well, think
thought
about
it was
just
great.
the premises, like he's an astronaut who goes on the moon and finds a fucking genie lamp.
Right.
By the way, wouldn't that make your head explode? Like,
Yeah.
no wonder Larry Hagman was such a drunk. Like, I mean, imagine you go into space and you find a genie's lamp in space. Like, number one, that means there's no God. Number one. Number two, there must be,
Why would it mean there's no God?
because God is only on Earth. God is not
Mm.
the universe. I don't
Yeah.
think.
That's a
They-
weird definition of God.
Well, they always
Mhm.
say, okay, they, and
Who's they?
these are older boys I met on the playground. But they always say that the day that religion will die on the earth is the day that we have extraterrestrial life.
Well, that's
Ooh.
coming. You've seen all the media on this.
Oh boy.
Well, I mean, I'll
Is
see it,
it?
I'll see
Well,
it
I
when
don't know,
it's
but
right.
There's a lot of noise about that now.
A lot of chatter.
Well, but not in the mainstream too. I mean, what is this stuff that they've,
Dude,
they're
I-
hiding? And
I
stuff?
keep, yeah, come on. I don't know.
No,
I
I don't
mean,
know. I don't
listen,
know.
I will.
I what kind of message boards you're on.
Yeah,
but-
I'll believe anything, and anything's possible. But until it's
anything's
like
possible.
literally in front of me, or it's in what's that guy? Who's the black guy that's always very smart?
Bill Cosby.
No.
He's very horny,
He
not
was
smart.
Fuck.
He was
and
yeah,
horny.
the star guy.
Yeah,
DeGrasse-
DeGrasse, Neil
Neil
Tyson.
Neil
deGrasse
deGrasse
Tyson.
Tyson.
Right.
He should
Neil
be on
deGrasse
here.
Tyson.
You should get him
He's
on.
coming
Yeah,
on.
we'll get him.
He's coming
He's
next
coming
Friday.
next week. Okay.
Yeah, he's bringing his transgendered
Yeah.
dog or something. But excuse me. But what I'm saying is that he has a great line. He said, "I'll believe anything when you bring it into the town square." So
Hmm.
when it's like literally there, not that there's really a town square. Maybe he means it's an outlet mall or something.
Sure.
But when you actually have it there, when it's not this kind of conjecture or whatever, when it's actually right there, then we'll talk about it.
It's not just something Joe Rogan's talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, exactly. And it's always like people are, I mean, how can you keep it secret that there's a fucking flying saucer?
Yeah.
We can't keep, and no one can keep a secret about anything for 5 seconds anywhere. I mean,
Anymore.
with all these phones that we're carrying
You
around.
used to be able to.
I know. Kennedy was fucking everybody. Kennedy would used to go up to the press corps and go, "Smell my fingers. That's Marilyn." And they'd all laugh.
You
Right.
read my mind because whenever I passed the Carlisle just down the street,
Yeah.
I
where I would do it.
I remember the
Stink finger.
I think it was
Ah.
a Saturday afternoon when my dad and my sis and I and a good friend of mine were. This is 1961, just
Right.
after he was
Go to the
elected
automat.
president-elect. We were going to the automat and we walked. We stopped on the corner of the hotel, and the president-elect came out and got into his car and drove off. And we think that it might be Maryland was upstairs.
A Dalliance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for those of you who don't know, the Carlisle Hotel is an old school New York hotel on the northeast corner of Madison and 75th Street, and it's where you would have a. Apparently, that's a great. It's a great hotel. Is that the Bertelsmann Bar? Is that bar there? Yes. The Bertelsmann Bar is a great bar to get pussy. I've had a couple friends of mine that have gone there. Because there are women there that are looking for rich men.
That's right.
So you can always. I would go there dressed like the Monopoly man.
Yeah, if you just got a tie clip with
what was
matching
his name?
cufflinks.
Uncle,
a big. It's like money bags or something. It was like
Uncle
something.
Moneybags,
yeah, something like that.
Jay Pinkerton.
No, he had like
Moneybags
a
or
crazy
something.
name. You're talking about.
He did have a full name.
Yes.
Didn't he?
Talking about the
and his real name
Monopoly
was
Man or
the
Mr.
Monopoly
Peanut?
Man.
Yeah, he's got a good.
No, Mr. Peanut's name is Mr. Peanut.
Yeah, they're not. They don't know each other. His real name is Hyman Rothenstein.
He's got a really funny name. I heard it the other day, and I want to.
His parents were killed by Cossacks. Yeah, we're looking
at Rich Uncle Pennybags. No.
Yeah, Rich Uncle
That's
Pennybags.
it?
Yeah.
I thought it was something better than that.
Well, it's an old-timey name when Pennybags is a lot of money. Like he had bags of pennies.
I thought it was like Rutherford Moneybags the Third or something like that. I thought it was like Pemberton.
No, but I think Pennybags is probably as funny as it's going to get.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
It's not a real guy.
What now?
They're not the Pennybags of Scarsdale.
Jesus Christ.
Wow, the Pennybags are doing well. They have aluminum siding on that home. Look at the Pennybags. But so you go to the Carlisle. There used to be Bobby Short used to play there all the time.
Yeah.
He's a little black guy.
Saw him once.
Yeah, did you? Tiny. I want Bobby Short. Gay as hell.
Oh, I was thinking
he was
of Mr.
larger
Peanut.
than Earl Grey. He was larger than Earl Grey. He was larger than Joel Grey.
Joel
Grey's
right.
Really tiny.
He is tiny. I thought you meant,
but he's a powerhouse.
Smaller than James Earl Jones, though. If you want to really get in
smaller.
there, yeah. All right.
I saw him in what do you call him? When we were kids.
Coming out of the Carlisle after he fucked Marilyn Monroe.
Right. About 10 minutes after JFK came out.
Hey, I'm not fucking anybody in the same room as that guy.
The Great White Hope. I mean, it was a tremendous. The guy was amazing on stage.
So you saw him in a play.
I'm not that impressed with that, kind of thing, theater, but he was. Yeah, I remember that.
He's still alive. He's 90 something.
He is. Where is he? Should have him on the show with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
We'll next week.
He's touring in
the Black Hour.
Yeah.
Booking
Black
agent.
show.
He's doing a touring production of The Music Man. So they kind of prop him out. What's interesting about him is he does the voice for Darth Vader, but after the last movie, he's lost his timbre a little bit.
Mm-hmm. He lost his timbre.
You know what I mean? Like his tone of his voice. Well.
Hey, what's Wood got to do
RFK
with it?
Jr.?
What did he?
He lost his timbre.
Allegedly, it's a conspiracy, but we're not biting. But with but what I mean is like, so now the voice of Darth Vader now for moving forward, he recorded a bunch, so now they're using a computer now to.
They could probably AI it, right?
Pretty much. AI.
They're going to AI this soon.
Probably, yeah.
This could be my last appearance.
We'll be out of work.
Part of, I know, right? Exactly.
But they're still going to use your dining room table. I heard.
How funny? It's going to be a complete closing of the circle when AI gets canceled. You're going to be like, all right, now what's left? The robots can't even be dirty. You know what I mean?
Like, my new bumper sticker that I brought out last week?
No.
Unplug Hal.
Okay.
Wow. For those of you who don't know, he's referring to the movie 2001.
Right.
The directed by the late, great, who's the guy? Come on,
Billy
guys. No, you fucking, not Some Like It Hot. That's, by the way, a Broadway show right now. My daughter just saw it. No, who's the guy? Come on, man.
What movie were you talking about?
Well, he directed Full Metal Jacket. Stanley Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick. All right,
High School.
We're done.
Taft High School.
Nice. Yeah, he moved to London and never looked back. But
no, I don't blame him.
He's one of those guys that never lost his New York accent though. Like I would see those guys in LA that some guy'd be like, "Hey, I remember the last time I was in the concourse," and I was like, "When'd you move here? 1954."
You don't lose it. You don't.
They were 12, but those formative years.
Yeah,
you don't lose it. The guy was a genius.
If we're doing the Wayback Machine, when I lived in LA, you know who I saw going into the fancy grocery store by my house? Fucking Wink Martindale.
Get out of here.
Yeah. And
that's a good one.
He was walking. He had to be in his night. He has to be dead by now. But he was wearing
With a name like Wink,
like a pastel like sweater and like slacks. He looked like $1 million, and he got out of like a Lexus. He was walking so slowly. I think he thought the next step he was going to drop dead. And I walked past him. I said, "Mr. Martindale." He was so pleased.
I bet.
Yeah.
He had brown hair that was like done up in like a comb over kind of thing.
Love it.
I think he had
so messed up out there.
I think he had makeup on. Well, when you're a game show, Pat Sajak you'd be a good host for the Wheel of Fortune.
Oh yeah, maybe Howard takes over on Wheel.
Yep.
Now you're talking.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
With Vanna?
Yep.
Sure. You call her Vanna.
Just fuck it up. Yeah.
What's her name?
Vanna.
Oh, Vanna.
I like Vanna.
Yeah.
It's like very.
Vanna was her birth name in Serbia.
You just keep
That's
saying
her actual name.
You keep saying Vanna. She doesn't even know what you're talking about. She's looking at you. They have to cut. Like Howard, we've talked about this.
Yeah.
Her name's Vanna.
How could she still be doing that?
What is she? What do you think? It's taxing? She spins a letter.
Doesn't even spin anymore. Now she just
touches it.
She just kind of like gestures towards it.
Yeah,
I'm sure they do it on the back.
They have
end.
Teamsters back there.
Yeah.
Filipino Teamsters.
Yeah.
That turn those wheels. Well, the thing is, and Pat Sajak, apparently, he's a real right-wing nut job, too. So
he is?
Oh, yeah.
Worse than me?
You're not right-wing. You know that. You just
I am at the dog park.
Don't bait me.
You're kind of your own,
the dog
own wing.
My God.
My own wing.
Sort of.
My own wing.
Yeah, the weather report is right-wing.
Alternative wing.
Yeah. Did I say that right? The weather report? Who are the guys in Chicago?
No, the weather report is right at the dog park.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
bunch of bleeding liberals.
Oh, they're ridiculous.
Have you been kicked out of the dog park? No.
Not yet.
You're still
about to be.
Oh,
working on it.
Speaking of Marie Antoinette.
Gonna offend all the yoga moms.
No, we don't have any yoga moms.
No yoga moms?
No, it's worse than that. It's not even yoga
dads.
Moms. No, nobody's
it's like
yoga.
Older women that it's like my dog is my kid, like that kind of thing.
Sure. Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, that,
yeah, but you're I don't mean you, but I mean these. It's like this kind of like unfuckable postmenopausal. Like opinionated. Which again, okay, fine. But Upper West Side, it's like a caricature of they're a stereotype of a caricature of a stereotype. Right. So
there's a reason why there's no other human beings live in their apartment that they've been in for 50 years.
Yeah. There's a reason why we're sitting here and not over there doing the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But
I don't have a long enough cable.
Have you ever? Well, we could probably find something.
No, we could go totally wireless. Don't even.
Have you ever really gotten into because people defer to you a lot because of your seniority in the dog run and because you're there early and you do have some gravitas and you're usually well layered. But has anyone ever challenged your political beliefs?
Oh, sure.
But I mean, has it gotten heated? Because you know better not to.
No, I don't. I never raise any issue.
Right.
But if it's raised, then I'll pipe in. There's been some heated.
Okay. But I mean, ultimately it's not going to go anywhere anyway. So I'm going to.
What's not going to go?
I mean, I political discourse to me it's almost pointless because unless someone is actually in a position where they can affect change, what's the point?
Well, I wrote a poem about that a couple of weeks ago, which I'd like to recite by heart.
Okay, please.
Oh, please.
It's called Contemporary American Political Discourse.
Okay. Do you want some betting music?
Some what?
Like a little music bed underneath.
No.
Some preloaded music.
No, I don't like background.
Oh, okay. I just thought maybe for a fact it could.
Here's
be fun.
The text. Okay.
I know he doesn't need
lipstick on a pig.
I wanted to offer
lipstick on a pig.
Contemporary American political discourse.
Go ahead.
Fuck you. No. Fuck you. No. Fuck you. No. Fuck you. Thank you.
It's more of it's like a slam poem.
Yeah,
all
it's like I don't know what you call it.
Okay.
Yeah, slam. It's a slam.
Okay. Now I don't want to veer. I know with you we're always dancing on a blade here.
Right.
We're gonna veer.
Do you feel that with the current political climate, with Donald Trump with these 37 federal indictments, and I'm sure you have an opinion about that, which is going to be whatever that is going to be.
You don't care about.
I care about it, but it's I can almost see it in front of you.
Brian was saying he thinks it's a witch hunt.
Yeah.
Is that what the term you used?
He thinks it's a
that's
political.
Original.
He said a political
witch
hunt.
That's original.
And what's the one? You know what Hunter Biden got? A sweetheart deal.
Yeah,
that's what everyone keeps saying.
Oh yeah, he got a sweetheart
deal. Right.
But
okay, my question.
You were asking a question.
fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
You like
I have been
Nice.
I have been watching a lot of. There's this one Democrat who is going through chemotherapy, and he wears like a babushka on his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joseph Biden.
His name's like
not
Joseph
Fetterman,
Biden.
is it?
No, not Fetterman. That's another case.
Oh, don't get
it's Jamie Raskin.
Oh,
of
yeah.
Maryland.
Who?
Gotcha.
Okay, whatever you think of the guy, very well spoken, very smart guy, articulate, but I think it's great because number one, he really gets to say what he wants to say because of that thing on his head.
Because he's got
because he has cancer, and it's almost like everyone's like, oh boy. But he's an articulate guy. You can't take that away from the guy, whatever that is. But with all of these 37 federal indictments, January 6th, blah, 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 people going to jail, people turning on the ex-president. Do you think the discourse has reached a point where there's a tipping point where there are certain elements of, let's just say, the Republican Party that don't have a solid footing based upon how the president is losing some standing by any metric? Your thoughts?
No.
Okay.
I don't think that's a tipping point. I think two things. One, Uranus is still transiting Taurus, so we're going to have all of this.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
For a while, haven't I discussed this before?
I love that Howard always has kind of like a celestial take on
Uranus.
things. Yeah, like he's in touch with the cosmos. This guy,
basically.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That's one,
All right.
and that's what rules.
This is
So
why
we're not going to have any tipping points till later in the decade, no matter what anybody says or does.
okay.
Two, on the more practical level,
No, how dare you?
yes. As I have been saying for months,
You threw the I Ching.
the shit is about to hit the fan. And we're going to have these tapes of the Hunter and his dad chatting with the Ukrainians about the money that they're going to send. The Ukrainians are going to send over to the Bidens in return for help.
Okay.
And then it's over. It's already over. It's been over, but then it's going to be over.
Now, if someone see
what I'm saying?
Describe you and say, I think Howard has daggers out for our current president. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why.
Go ahead.
Somebody in that, look, first of all, Joe was the dullest pencil in the box at his best day ever.
All right. All right.
Then you add X amount of years, and it's not that you're old.
Okay.
It's how you're old.
Right.
This guy is clearly 25th Amendment stuff. There's no way he should be sitting there at all. No way. And on top of that, I think, I'm not privy to the inside information, but my strong intuition is that the shit is about to hit the fan. And we're going to see that there is a Biden and has been a Biden Inc. And they have been very corrupt. And then it's over.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, fine. But in saying all of that, you find just for in terms of conversation, you find that to be a more compelling thing to at least be interested in, other than the fact that the ex-president has 37 federal indictments and is going on television and effectively admitting to these crimes, and that's not to you just a juicier peach to sink your teeth into?
Oh no, absolutely not.
Okay, that's why
we're talking about the case I'm talking about is the sitting president.
I understand that, but is
why? Is it because he's the sitting president?
And there's no case right now. There's nothing. But I'm trying to
developing.
Okay, but the guy's fucking 100 years old. You better develop pretty quickly. This isn't Photomat.
Right.
My question, I guess, the
largest I've ever seen.
I know it's for bubble tea, but
okay,
treat myself. But anyway,
so that's
you're filibustering. But
I love the filibuster. I love that.
Oh my goodness,
I love that.
It's an S&N safe word.
Yeah.
Filibuster, pull it out. Filibuster, pull it out. It's too deep. I can taste it. No, but so you're not interested at all in these federal indictments. I mean, I don't look at you as somebody who.
Of course, I'm interested in the federal indictments, but they are. It is. You don't think it's political witchcraft? Of course, it is.
No, it's not.
It's obvious.
Okay.
obvious. It's so painfully obvious.
To whom?
I think
To
it's
everybody.
I think it's just they're
You've got
taking
the-
an opportunity. I don't think the opportunity.
No, they're not
normally
taking an
presents itself.
opportunity.
The
They've-
audience is
Yeah.
going to hate all of this,
Yeah.
but
Why is this? I thought
I-
this audience is with me on this shit.
there's
I have no
nobody.
idea.
They're just. I don't really know. Some of them live in France, and Ted's still worried about what's going on with the labor. Margaret Thatcher or something.
Right, yes.
I don't know.
Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah, we had
Is she in
English.
trouble?
We should actually.
Yeah.
We're gonna go behind the beaded curtain. Now.
Okay, so
you want to
before-
say hi
okay.
to some people?
Yes. Let's run. We're going to burn through. Say hi to everybody. Everybody, hi.
Say hi to
Howard's
everybody.
Howard's here.
Hey, you guys.
Howard got here. Hi to our buddy Jake Hudson.
Hi, Jake.
Our buddy Ted.
What's up, Ted? My man.
We wanted to. They're asking about the layers. How many layers are you wearing?
Yeah, let
Can
me
you
feel.
confirm?
Let me
Jacket two.
Ted says
Just two.
5.
Oh,
No,
No, but that's 2 plus the shirt.
Well, I'm
that's
wearing
3.
a shirt.
You're wearing
You
2
guys are
jackets.
Are
wearing
you
a
wearing an
shirt.
undershirt?
No,
No,
never
never.
wear
Oh,
an
so
undershirt.
just 3 layers.
No, never wear an undershirt.
3 layers.
It's
So
not
you're-
3 layers. The
but-
shirt is in. That's
A
not-
shirt's a layer.
That's a layer.
Yeah, it's a.
All
it's
right,
an article
3.
of clothing.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
these are.
Look, you're wearing
This
2
is
jackets.
poplin
Hey,
cotton.
wearing
This
two-
is seersucker.
I know.
Summer.
But you're still wearing
It's
2.
physically a thing you're wearing. I'm calling it a layer. I mean, if you were wearing a barber's bib, I'd call that a layer.
Right, a lobster
Or
bib.
A dickie, I would call
Oh,
it
A
easy,
dickie?
easy.
dickie.
So it's 3, folks, but 2 jackets, which is weird enough. That's fine.
Yeah.
That'll
I'm
get,
eccentric. I live on the west side.
that'll get you in the door.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh yeah, we're saying hi to the folks. Hello to Rohi. Hello to Jimmy.
Rohi. Hi,
Hello to
Jimmy.
Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
Hello to Heartless Romantic.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Listen, I love
Hope
to
you're
love.
hope you're doing well. Hello to Julian. Hello to Baba Ganoush.
Hello, Baba Ganoush.
Oh, that's cute.
Hello to
the
Tig.
Eggplant spread.
Hello to Tony.
Hi, Tig. Hi, Tony.
That's everybody.
Hi, everybody. Well, listen, we're
Are
going to
those
jump.
all Brits?
No, but Ted
Oh,
is
no.
Ted,
Probably a couple of them.
and Ted's so British he counts as a baker's dozen.
Yeah.
He likes eel pie.
Yeah. Mhm.
Hello, the Thames. Okay, so we're gonna go over behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Everybody, thank you very much.
Patreon.com/Brian McCarthy. If
Yes,
you want to
Patreon is where the
join
real
us.
Howard's gonna go over there. We're gonna
I'm going
suck,
over the Patreon.
suck each other's dicks until we come.
Ooh.
All right, we'll be back next week. We have a
Okay.
good one for you guys next week. Not Howard, but almost.
Bye, kids.
Uh-huh.
Bye, everybody.
Okay.